So my name's Cole, and you wish to remain unnamed. If we could scoot over a little bit to get in the frame, maybe.
Right, can you see me?
Or here we go.
Can you see
I'll
me
adjust
now?
it for us.
Okay.
Okay, that looks good.
All right.
So my name's Cole, and
My name's Dwayne. I'll
Dwayne.
fess up.
Okay.
Okay.
And Dwayne, I'm asking people today the question, like, why aren't you vegan? So what would be your response to that?
Well, I should be.
Yeah.
But sometimes I eat chicken and sometimes I eat fish, but mostly I'm vegan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question first. How would you define veganism? What's your definition of veganism?
Eating vegetable products and no meat products.
So would you say it's a diet?
Yeah, it's a form of a diet. Yeah.
That's a very common misconception, and I thought that for a long time too. But veganism actually isn't a diet. It's an ethical philosophy that we reject the commodification status of animals, and it extends beyond diet. Like, I won't wear animals, I won't wear leather. I don't go to circuses. I don't think animals should be used for our entertainment without consent. So we can't really call veganism a diet because it's a philosophy. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's very insightful. It's totally consistent. Makes sense. Yeah. But we all compromise, don't we?
We do. Like I take some medication that's been tested on animals. If I didn't take it, it would be very bad for my health. But I just do that out of survival. And in a survival situation, I might compromise and use an animal as an object to survive. But here I'm in Spokane, and there's plenty of good vegan food and stuff to do.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you think about the idea that eating a chicken is a rights violation? Do you think that chickens should have the right to live and to not suffer unnecessarily at the hands of humans?
Well, I agree with that, but let me tell you, I grew up on a small farm where my grandma fed the chickens, loved the chickens, took care of the chickens. They were very humanely treated. And when it was time to eat a chicken, she had a hook, and she would come and she would hook the upside of a chicken's leg, and the chicken becomes dormant at that point. And she quietly walked out of the herd of chickens and had a chicken dinner. I think that's a legitimate cohabitation with an animal.
Would
Right
you?
or wrong?
I'm going to say wrong,
Okay.
but I'll ask
Okay.
you this: Would you agree that that's a lot different than what happens at like Tyson?
Oh
or-
God, yes,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
infinitely
Night
different.
and day.
But there's still an animal was used as a commodity.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I think in a small farm ecosystem, perhaps animals who live a very humane life would sacrifice that life for us.
Yeah, but we can't really get consent from them because they can't speak English, or you know what I mean. We can't ask them like, hey, can we kill you for dinner tonight? Would you be okay with that?
Right.
If we could, and they said, yeah, you know what, I'm depressed, just do it. Like, that would be okay. But
Well, all of nature has predators and prey.
for sure,
And I know we need to be above that in some way, but yet I think there is a natural ecosystem where I'm not talking about factory farming or any of this,
Yeah.
but on the type of farm that I described my grandparents lived on,
yeah,
I think that is a balanced system of nature, and they weren't vegan. And I suppose if we all had vegan options and we had an economy built on a vegan option, like some countries and cultures
For
do,
sure.
then it would be a different story.
yeah. And I would say this: I'm sure your grandparents were wonderful people. I don't think that people who harm animals are necessarily bad on a moral level, especially because my grandma used to kill chickens. I come from Arkansas, so I also grew up on a farm. It was rice and soybeans, but she would kill chickens, and we didn't know any better.
Right.
But today I know better because I look at chickens and they have this sentience, right? So they see things, they hear things, they feel things, and they know they exist. So I think it's wrong to deprive a sentient individual of life.
Well, you're very inspiring. I have to give this some serious thought because, like, I sort of triggered it in my own mind. If we had a culture that embraced veganism, it would be more efficient.
For sure.
It would be.
That's true.
The waste of vegetation that we feed to animals. I became a vegan because it was political.
Yeah.
But this is another
Sure.
edition.
So what would stop you from going vegan again tonight? Because
bad habits.
bad habits. Hey, I appreciate your honesty. Yeah, those are hard. Those are hard to deal with sometimes.
But this has been inspirational.
Okay,
I appreciate
cool.
the conversation.
Yeah,
All right,
and
thank you.
I've got some resources here